Okay, now, now, the actual games that are an actual full release. You caught a cold. Oh no. So it could be a bit better, but you'll live. All right. Well, I'm sorry to hear you caught a cold. Hopefully that passes soon. Anyway, it is the time of year for such things. Well, the kitty is taking good care of you. Okay, so these games are all out in full release, and we played them this year. So the categories. So game of the year contender. Now that's for for my favorite games of the year. Not like the best game that was released. Period. I didn't play them all, so I can't say. It's just for the ones I played. And we got ones I will play again, whether on or off stream. I'll likely play again. Fun, but I will not play again. And yeah, it's just I'm done. Thanks. Okay, so let's kick off. 30 Birds. Yeah, this is the kind of a puzzle slash detective game in a world with the inspired by Persian art. Any other soundtrack, a lot of a reggae kind of ska mix. Really great to listen to. I had a lot of fun with this one. Things I don't know how much replay value there is. Again, to be clear, I liked it a lot, but in terms of like different paths you could take, it didn't look like there were that many. I'm happy to be proven wrong, but I don't know. Azooma Escape. See, this was the game from a Saudi studio, where you're Josser, the little fella front and center there. You have to survive and ideally leave a family gathering, but the hospitality, as you can see, can sometimes be suffocating. I think we got about a just about like a third, maybe half of the way through. I liked it, and the humor was good. There were a couple annoying mechanics here and there, but like nothing game breakingly so. I do think we'll come back to it. As he becoming Saint, yeah, this was the it was kind of like a almost kind of like a tactical combat. Yeah, where you were like your character is well, they're trying to become a saint in not ancient but like medieval Italy, and you can like you shape the tenets of your faith as you go, and you try to conquer so much other cities as you convert them. And I was it was definitely interesting. I like the setting. Not I couldn't quite wrap my head around something how I was supposed to make some of my units attack, and I uh, I underestimated the importance of I should say I I underestimated how much food I would need to sustain my followers. How about that? So that was, but then that could be a skill issue as much as anything else. Yeah, but that I might try that again, but maybe offline. Okay, yeah, Bloodlines. Obviously, that is a perennial for me. I can keep going back to that one and have a lot of fun with it. It's a as I said the thirst for vampire RPG with replay value, and that is just like it's royalty as far as I'm concerned. Blueprints, my game of the year. It took a puzzle game and it took the genre to new places. Had an impactful storyline, um, unique mechanics, and there's like the capper for me. I did not dream of any other game this year except Blueprints. It's that good. And it's the thing is like there's so much depth. Like you can you can get the intended experience. Like if you from wherever you start to however long it takes you to get to room 46. You can just do that and have a good time, but you've uncovered like 10% of the game if you do that. But again, it's still a worthwhile experience if that's all you do. Cabernet. I liked this one a lot. Speaking of vampire RPGs, not quite as much replay value. Um, in this, like, you have a handful of romance options. It says like an unspecified Eastern European location. I think it does seem like Russian essentially. Um, but like you can go down like the path where you preserve your humanity, or you can lean into your nihilism, or you can try to do both because they're not always mutually exclusive. But me being me, I of course went down the goody two shoes route. But no, it's really good, very stylish. I had fun with it. I'll probably play that again, offline. See if I see how see if I can talk myself into being a jerk. See, Chinese parents, yeah, that's again another perennial around here. I like to play that every year around Lunar New Year. It's just a life sim, a life sim set in a different culture. It's like the predecessor to Growing Up, which is another one of my favorite games. City of Springs, yeah, this was a how do so that was a kind of a urban fantasy-ish kind of setting with where our character was going to be a machinist and a very very do I dare use the F word? A totalitarian government, which is clearly oppressing the people and you know choosing between haves and have-nots. And there's a in you the character are basically charged with leading a revolution. And I heard nothing about this game until like the devs reached out, but from what I saw, I was impressed. I like the look of it. The mechanics were it's like it's like a real time kind of tactical combat where you make your little robots and then you chuck them out and then they fight the other robots. Yeah, you're not actually doing any combat yourself, which was a nice twist. Yeah, there was some graphical kind of chunkiness here and there, but I think the world building was chef's kiss. Civ 7. I did not play this on stream. This was one of those games that's just for me. Now, when it first came out, I think back in February, I did the thing. I pre-ordered it, much to my dismay, and I gotta say, it was rough. But again, having been around for Civ 6, that was rough on launch too. But I should have known. When a Civ game comes out, give it a year to cook. I gave it in this case I gave it like 10, 11 months, and now I tried it within like the last couple weeks, and it's actually fun. And it helps that the coastal slash naval gameplay has been souped up significantly. A lot of issues with like UI and uh, and tooltips they've been refined with the community's help, and which is to Firaxis's credit. So, again, I don't know if I'll be playing it on stream, but I enjoy it. I'll definitely be coming back to it. I won't be going back to Civ 6. It's good enough to where I'm happy to stick with this one. Clonizer. Yeah, this was a excuse me. Yeah, that was one of the games from our folks at Rogue Duck. I think yeah, it was the roguelike deck builder, kind of sci. Yeah, you create clones to go out and you do this and the other thing for you. My main memory of it was like one run took like 3 hours, and that is killer. So again, it's not bad, but I think it was just it's too slow for me. Consume Me, another game of the year contender. And partly because a lot of the issues Jenny deals with are ones that I kind of deal with too. I did when I was in high school, and some of them even to this day. But it's so lovingly made, so heartfelt, and it deals with like some really thorny issues, like you know body dysmorphia, um, the pressures of me, the school pressures of youth, and disordered eating, but it does so with a sharp and sometimes dark, but always with a sense of humor. And it's so easy to overcorrect and either treat them too lightly or be maudlin, and Consume Me just absolutely nails it. I cannot recommend Consume Me strongly enough. Let's see. Crisis in the Kremlin, the Cold War. Yeah, this one got way more traction on YouTube than it did on uh, on on Twitch. Unsurprisingly, it is it's a grand strategy game where you take over the Soviet Union in, I think, was it March or April, 1980, 84, 85, and it's basically you step in and you're supposed to, well, I mean, you're supposed to, you can like preserve the Union, you can reform, or you can lean even harder. You can say there's not a trace of socialism in the Soviet Union, which is a big shout. But if you really want to lean into like the Marxist purist uh, angle, you can do that. You can be buddy buddy with the U.S. or Europe, or you can say to hell with the West, and you can lean hard onto say be friends with China or no one if you're into that sort of thing. I say the explanations are not always the clearest, and the mechanics aren't all that intuitive. But damn if it's not compelling. And in addition to like operating your country, you can meddle in other countries as well. Like you can mess with the U.S. Like in the playthrough we walked away from, we basically helped wreck the U.S. economy and have Michael Dukakis elected president twice. I think we'll come back to that. I don't know when, but I think we will. Cryptmaster, hell yes. It's like Mavis Beacon teaches typing, but with the Crypt Keeper from Tales from the Crypt. It's just it's the Crypt Master is just he's a superb character. It's a fully black and white game, um, but you have a four souls who you're trying to raise from the dead and like lead to the surface, and you engage in like combat and puzzle solving all through typing with words. And it's just like it's the sense of humor is just absolutely bang on. I have a I had fun with it, and I'm definitely going to come back to it. Cuisineer, and one from our Singapore friends at Battle Brew Productions. I know Vi has had having a good time with this one as well. Yeah, it's basically if you remember Moonlighter, it's like that. It's that you spend part of your day running your parents' restaurant, who they just ran off to do go on a world tour and left you a restaurant and a whole heap of debt. So you had to run the restaurant, you pay off the debt, and then you get your ingredients by doing dungeon dives, where you go into one of several different dungeons, and then the critters you kill become the the ingredients for your dishes. And this being a game from Singapore, they go hard on the food art. You really got to be careful playing this hungry because the game will absolutely make you hungry if you're not already. I think the art is good, and I think the setting is it's very lighthearted, um, very gentle. The difficulty spike near the end kind of annoyed me a bit, and some of especially the mechanics with like upgrading your weapons I did not like, but it's still a really good game. But I think we got to we got to the end. I had a good time with it, but yeah, I'm done with it. I don't see a whole lot more for us to do there. Like it's good, but I think we've exhausted it. You like watching that one goofy? Yeah, it's fun to watch, and and there's a and you can easily just lean into the restaurant management aspect because I don't there's no real time pressure, which is very nice. Like there's no date at which if you don't pay off the debt, you lose the restaurant. As far as I recall. Let's see, Dead Letter Department. Yeah, this was a very creepy, very atmospheric game about data entry. Imagine you go to your apparently dead end job, if you'll forgive the expression, and you input uh, names and addresses that can't be scanned off of letters, and well, lots and lots and lots of creepy things happen. Hey, Andrea, good to see you. Yes, happy Honda days to you as well. To you and to Dante. Oh, are you still in Ottawa, or have you returned to the manor? But oh, you and yours are having a good holiday season. We're just hanging here, chilling, um, doing our little tier lists for the end of the year. Let's see, Dead Letter Department. That's a maybe because apparently there are many more endings, beyond the one we got. I wouldn't say I'm in a rush. You drive home today in a storm. Oh no. Well, hope the storm passes because yeah, that's I imagine Ottawa to Toronto. That's not a short trip. And I speak from experience when I say, yeah, long drives in wintry conditions, they're not they're not exactly relaxing experiences. Let's see, Despelote. This was really cool. There's a little slice of life story uh, from like the dev growing up in Ecuador when they're qualifying for their first World Cup back in well they qualified in 2001. It was for the 2002 World Cup. It's only 2 hours long, so we played through everything we're gonna get out of it. But it was definitely a great experience. Strong recommend if you're at all interested in soccer slash football or just slice of life stories from people's childhood. About 5 hours. Okay. Dante hates windshield wipers. Oh boy. Sir, can we drug Dante before the trip? Maybe calm him down a little bit. Yeah, 5 hours is a lot of barking. Let's see, growing up, yeah, obviously, this is comfort food gaming for me, without question. I always have a fun. It's like it's growing up in the '90s, the video game, and no matter how many times I go through it, I'm always happy to come back for more. All right, Hades 2, which you can hear whispering in the background. Again, Game of the Year contender. Like the combat, the gameplay, the art, the music. It is just all on point, as you would expect from Supergiant. The story, I think Brady B will back me up on this. It was not up to Supergiant's usual very high standards, and maybe that cost him in the awards season, or it might have just been releasing the same year as Expedition 33. Either way, I have I have had and I am having a lot of fun with Hades 2. I like playing with Mel and all her people. And as the stream title says, if I can wrap this up here, we're gonna go until we roll credits because I think we're close. You do back that up. Okay, thank you, Brittany B. Haste. This one was wild. It was that you're basically, well, your character Zoe is running, and that's it. It's like running from a bunch of collapsing universes, and it's I think that's a genre, but I don't know exactly. But it was intriguing, and once I actually figured out the mechanics, which took a longer than it maybe should have, I had fun with it. And apparently they have made a lot of significant changes since full release. We might be coming back to this one. I think was it a Swedish studio? I think it might be. I don't fully remember. Okay, Hollow Knight. Honestly, an all timer. I'd never played it before this year, but I was instantly sucked in. It was like the kind of like mournful atmosphere, not grim dark, but it was just there was a deep sadness about everything, and it's like if you're able to take Tim Burton and like dial him down a couple notches, but Team Cherry absolutely knocked it out of the park with their first game, and like they set a very high bar, which we'll be talking about later. But yeah, it was a great experience. I really liked living in the world. The music again. I also I will mention Darren Korb and Christopher Larkin in the same sentence because they, as far as I can tell, neither of them miss when it comes to a soundtrack. Okay, and speaking of our friends at Battle Brew Productions, love and tiny spaces. The only game that is also a clever dig at a Singaporean politician, as far as I know. Again, real short and sweet one, like a little bit of stealth, a little bit of puzzle mechanics, a lot of Singaporean feel, and again, you can be done with this in a couple hours, but it's fun, and they themselves describe it as a bite-sized quickie. Yeah, does it help if you're familiar with Singapore culture? Yeah, probably, but still, is good. Game is good. I liked it a lot. But again, I don't think there's anything more for us to do there. Maybe you say Tim Burton down to a couple notches is just early slash mid Tim Burton. Well, Tim Burton now he started from oh yeah from the Wonka movie. God, like we need another one of those. Yeah, and his his use of Johnny Depp doesn't help. Let's see. Okay, yeah, Love is in the Airship. That was another Yuri Kisa 10 game. It was during the festival, but um, the full game was available, and it was like $5. I just got it. Even though the folks at the devs did offer me a key, I think, you know what, I'll pay for it. And you know what? I'm glad I did. Yeah, it was, again, it is every bit as wacky and unabashedly Muri as the description suggests. Yes, you're on a magical airship, and you are a lady looking for love with other ladies, and you are, as the young people say, down bad. But it's fun. A visual novel. I had a good time with it. You did, like, Depp and Ed Wood, but oh yeah, but then again, that was before Depp and his problematic turn. Okay, little problems. Yeah, so this is the game for, say, if you like, you like the look of, say, Return of the Obra Dinn, or what was it, the Golden Idol games, but you don't necessarily want all the death and destruction. Little Problems is a good. It functions off the same thing, where you look for clues, then you try to piece together what happened, but rather than, say, solving murder mysteries, this is just solving everyday issues. So putting what happened at college or at a birthday party. It's very, very gentle, very family friendly, and it's a very, very cute, very gentle game. But I think we did pretty much everything there was to do there. But it was good. I liked it. It remakes sometimes, yeah, but live action remakes they're established IP, so, and that the Hollywood treats those as safe bets, and Hollywood is all about the safe bets these days. Let's see. Okay, look outside. Yeah, so we just started this one. Um, unknown astronomical phenomenon comes by Earth, and anyone who looks outside goes insane and turns into something real nasty. Yeah, we've only played, like, what was it, like 4 hours. It's definitely compelling. It's and but I think my favorite part about it is it goes for disturbing rather than startling. You know, it goes horror. Its approach to horror is it unsettles you rather than, say, loud noises at quiet moments. So what scares it gets are earned. I I like that a lot. I respect it. We will be coming back to this. Also, Signalis. Okay, I struggled with Signalis when we played it during our 12-hour marathon, but that was a me thing. That was not a Signalis problem. I've seen other people go through it and absolutely love it. So we'll come back to it. And it's a space-based survival horror. Um, as I said, not necessarily my thing, but for a game this highly touted, I do want to give it a fair shake. Uh, there are good remakes. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. There are definitely good remakes, without question. That is not in itself a kiss of death. It's just, you gotta do something with it. Like, don't just remake the same thing with modern actors and technology. Roadhouse. Try to make it out for your laser cutting you've never done it before. You're scared you can do it wrong. You should go to the show tomorrow and ask if it's correct or not. Um, but when is it due? I mean, if you want to check, yeah, go for it. But if you have time, obviously. Was the like measure twice, cut once? So yeah, be rock solid before you cut. Okay, speaking of Team Cherry, Silksong. I'll I will be honest. We started with it on stream. I kept playing it off stream. I bailed during Act Two. Not because I wasn't having fun. It's just it felt like more of a commitment than I was willing to make at the time. I am gonna go back to it. I am going to finish it again, not on stream, but I don't I don't. There was a lot of banging of heads against certain sections and certain bosses that I think it was just best if you all didn't see. You need to send the document to the store for the laser cut, but you don't. If you do it wrong, they won't. Well, I don't. I mean, you know what the project needs better than I could. So I just if you have time, then yeah, maybe ask just to give yourself that bit of a that peace of mind. If not, though, then you might just have to send it. Let's see, Steve's Warehouse. Um, I gotta be honest with you, I remember very little about this. I don't. That this is not a dunk or anything. It's just I don't. I truly remember nothing about playing it, so I can't. I can't say one way or the other. Anyway, Ball Pit or Ball X Pit, if you like. Uh, I I gave a taster for this on stream. I mostly played it off stream. Like really good, like a brick breaking kind of rogue like game with some light city building elements. And a really good soundtrack. Um, like a bunch of different characters. Like you're supposed to, uh, the city of Ball Balon. There are lots of ball puns, unsurprisingly. Yeah, the city of Ball Balon has fallen. You're supposed to help rebuild it. I will say I just finished it. I think within the last couple days. Now there is New Game Plus and New Game Plus Plus, and there is more replayability beyond that. Am I necessarily going to go after that? I don't know. But I did have fun with Ball Pit, absolutely. And solid recommend for that one too. Like if you enjoy Peglin or those are the kind of like brick breaking games, yeah, go for it. Surviving Mars, yeah. Despite Paradox, I have a lot of love for Surviving Mars. It's still a very chill game, and I don't need all the new tweaks. I definitely don't need a politics system to enjoy what I have. You'll do what you think is correct and show them tomorrow. Yeah, okay, there you go. Just make absolutely sure everyone knows what they're doing and what they have to do before things get cut. That is smart. Sorry we're closed. Another one from our marathon. So it's like, kind of, yes, in the same kind of survival horror vein as like Resident Evil, Silent Hill, but set in. I think it's set in the UK and very LGBTQ friendly. Um, I will say I liked what I saw, but again, it's me and survival horror don't always go well together. It was really uh, very well put together game. Um, it's just in a genre that does not always hit with me, but it's a good game. And folks I've seen play through it had a good time with it and recommend it highly. I think we played on one stream and then said, yeah, that's good. But again, it's quality. The Long Dark, done, done. Who cares? Okay, oh, come on, come on. This is a go-to. Even after episode 5 comes out next year, and it will come out next year, I can see myself sticking with TLD for a long, long time. Even if Black Frost is good, and it probably will be. This is a foundational game for me. And the reason it isn't up here is it didn't come out this year. If you believe certain people, it's not even done. Is it? No, Goofy, it's not. Because again, it did not come out this year. It's one of those enduring works. It is a labor of love. Let's see. Tiny Bookshop. Okay, I had a lot of fun with that one. I think living by leaving your rat race job, living on the seaside, selling secondhand books out of the back of your vehicle, and of course helping locals with their problems. My only complaint about Tiny Bookshop is if you're not careful, it can grow your to read list significantly because they use not only do they use all real books and blurbs from those books, uh, since I finished playing Tiny Bookshop, they've actually added more books, like hundreds of them. So if you're the type of person who like is chronically is adding to your to read list, but maybe not necessarily taking them off, yeah, you're. I mean, play Tiny Bookshop. It's a really good game, so chill, so fun. But yeah, you're maybe hide your credit card as you do. More like massive book. Well, massive pool of titles at the very least. You don't notice any Harry Potter in that game? Maybe there's a reason for that. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Okay, Vampire Therapist. Right, yeah. So we came back and played this because they had the couples therapy DLC, where you did couples therapy, and they also had Bachfest, where you get the option for a little bit of romance with the lovely, lovely Joanna. Even if we milked everything there is to get out of the game itself, I am gonna replay it off stream most likely, but I have a lot of love for this game. Even when the Andromachos and the other Europeans, they take delight in poking fun at Americans and our discomfort around all things sexual. It's a great time, and I will sit through all those cognitive distortions all over again, just to hang out with all the crew at Immernacht. Okay, Kitchen Sink Aloha. Yeah, this is I think this is like my third, no, second most played game. Yeah, it went TLD, Kitchen Sink Aloha, and then Hollow Knight. Again, much like Cuisineer, goes hard on the food art. It's set in Hawaii. Um, how do I put it? I'm not sure if there's a lot of replay value. Like, I know that there's a lot of stuff we haven't uncovered, beyond specific dialogue for matching this character with that other character. But this might be one where I just relax and then play through on my own. Partly for nostalgic reasons, partly because it's just a, again, fun chill game. Very, another one that family friendly if you're concerned about this sort of thing. Yeah, the most like there's some elements of financial distress, but like no, and the only violence is like some goons smashing up your kitchen off camera. But it's a really cool game. And the was I think it was Lemon Pepper Studios. Yeah, I want to see what they come up with next because this was a great time. Yes, you take over your auntie's restaurant. I mean, your siblings Kai and Kawa move back to the islands, a fictional island, I should say, and run your auntie's restaurant. Rebuild and rebuild a community alongside, which like so many other games. Super Farming Boy. This one, yeah, this is the farming kind of was kind of roguelike, like like the combos where you harvested in combos to get your score up. The evil corpo basically took your farm, all your stuff, your powers, and your mom, and then you gotta you gotta earn it all back. Um, I mean, neat, unique art style. Um, I like zany, I think is a word I might use to describe. It was, I didn't dislike, but I don't know that it was for me. Okay, shipping. Yeah, this is another one from the Rogue Duck folks. Unlike the what was it, Lost but Found, where the airport Lost and Found, and you just kept getting these waves and waves of people and their stuff. This one, you're packing boxes. It's more relaxed. Not as egregiously hectic. But yeah, but yeah, packing boxes is pretty much the extent of it. Not bad. Again, it's very much a game to relax on. But I think that the one and done was good enough for me. Subnautica, yeah, this much like growing up and Bloodlines, this is a perennial. I will always be up for more Subnautica. Anything that else comes out with the name Subnautica on it, hey, whatever. But the original, love it. I'm always willing to come out, hang out in that world. And if we need to spice it up, there's plenty of mods to go along with it. And then Times in Galaxy, yeah, we'll probably come back and play this one as well. So that's where you are the galaxy's first robot reporter. It's like an absolute banger of an opening song, and it's very, very cute. And as being based around journalism, I am unsurprisingly biased in favor of it. But yeah, it was really really neat game, and I like to come back for more. So there we go. Our there's our Olympic podium blueprints consume me, Hades 2, and yeah, there was. So there we go. That was an hour and a half of me doing tier lists of games we played this year. And actually, as I was doing this, I just remembered I think I left at least one demo off. Yeah, the was it After School Afterlife? We played the demo for that. I would whack that in Intrigued as well because that was the one the how was it, the Pentagon culture from Singapore, and it wasn't like it was okay, simple. It was a that was the kind of rhythm based puzzle game that looked really neat. And we played the demo for that, had a good time with it. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave it there. Twitch folks, hang on. I'm just going to move these off the screen. We'll fire up Hades 2, and then we're going to see if we can finally kill time tonight. YouTube friends, thank you for hanging out. We'll see you next time, and bye for now.